So Trump is already back and is president both of the Republic America as well as the Corporation America. So anyway, but that is all not going to be as important as the elections coming up in March 2023. The midterms elections, that was some sort of a sting operation, but I will talk about this in just a minute some more. And before I get to it, I want to talk about 3D and 5D, because Trump has said the other day something about ascension. And ascension, we're talking about ascension, which is we're going from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. We talked about that for years. And it is coming. And I expect it in the next 2 weeks or so. And it's coming in the same time frame where we're going to have some sort of EBS or scare event. I know we have been waiting for this for years. And they have been making a lot of plans and couldn't follow through with the plans. And we covered it all. And I updated you guys for 2 years on that. It was supposed to happen 2 years ago. So anyway, 3D to 5D, we're living in a world where everything is kind of designed by energy and technology. It's alien technology. 3D is a technology, the third dimension is a technology. And they can switch it with the technology to 5D, okay? And in the 3D, in the three-dimensional world, the ego and satanic forces are very domineering. They're very much living there, okay? So the first 3 dimensions especially. And a lot of people also say in the third dimension, that's the seat of the ego, just like the third chakra is the seat of the ego. It's about power and control. Anyway, and then 5D, it's where the ego cannot really exist anymore. As well, I don't want to say it's going to be totally exclusive, but also the satanic forces, they can't really function as well. They're going to be kind of paralyzed in the 5th dimension. So, and what this will cause is a mass awakening, a huge mass awakening. And then interestingly, we're going to have the EBS in the same time frame, where the truth will be revealed, where they will air the tribunals with the confessions of these political criminals, which we don't call them elite, we call them scum. You know, those who are, or have been until recently, ruling the world. You know, the devil has been the ruler, so to speak, and now it's God Almighty. And so basically, these satanic forces will be kind of disabled and can't function as well anymore. And then they don't have them. They lost a lot of power, but they're still very active. As we know, there's a lot of noise going on from them. Even though God Almighty took control of the earth a couple of years ago, but still ultimate control. But still they're very active, as we have noticed, but then that kind of disables a lot of it when we go to 5D, okay? And it causes a so-called mass awakening. So the average person, you know, those who are maybe not as awake as we are in terms of, you know, knowing that the TV is lying to us and things are not what they seem, and what we have been taught in school is maybe not all true, and you know, we have been awakened, and we have been all woken up the last few years. You know, we all wake up in different ways, but the average person is maybe less awake than we are, and they're gonna be having this awakening. You know, they're going to be pushed into a huge awakening. And it might be difficult for some, okay? It might get very difficult for some, so that they even fall into a crisis, like into a shock or something. So basically that's coming, so that's really exciting. And then the average Joe will basically wake up and And it will be a lot easier to gain control over satanic forces. Okay? So, then in regards to Trump's speech on November 15th, you can tear it apart, you can decode it, and I'm sure you find a lot of interesting information. But the information I got from the Galactics is that it's not that important all what he said. What's really important is that he said the golden age is right ahead, the American golden age. Golden age is NESARA, that this will be the announcement of NESARA, and it is. You look up NESARA, you can find it's called the golden age. He talked about the golden age at the end. Okay, and of course people ask me, why is he not saying it directly? Yeah, look at the counterattacks we are facing from the deep state when we say things directly. So if somebody is attacking you so much, you may be a little bit discreet, and so a lot of people instantly have called me out and trying to belittle me and say my prediction was wrong, until I pointed out to them, no, my prediction was 100% correct, look. And then they had to watch the video again, the speech again, and then they said, oh yeah, you're right, he did say golden age, I didn't even hear that. And then they realized, yeah, that's probably true. And then, we have seen this so many times. There were those important speeches, and they've been used as a distraction, as a smoke screen, and then you have to kind of so-called read between the lines, or listen between the words to understand what is really going on here. Okay, Trump is a chess player. So then it will be about the gold standards, I said, and about NESARA, and that's what it was. And then also I got the information that a lot of people ask me this question, where do we get some financial relief? Okay, I have to say the plan is with a disclaimer because timelines have been so crazy lately. But the plan is January 2023, you should be getting some checks in the mail. Okay, supposedly, I say this with a disclaimer, maybe it's going to be February. But the plan is January, okay? January. NESARA is coming full into effect in January. So President Trump already said by end of this year, like end of December, all is going to be done with taking over. So by end of December, we're going to have the EBS, okay? It's going to be no longer than that. I personally expect in the next 2 weeks. It's coming up quickly. Maybe it's going to be 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know exactly the date. I see what they're planning which day, okay, which I will not reveal, but it's very soon. Okay, it's very soon. I expect in the next 2 weeks. And again, they have planned this before, and then they couldn't do it because of a shooting hoax or other counterattacks by the deep state. And, we talked about this for a long time, but it's coming, and then it's coming by end of this year. It's going to be all done. And then in January, you're going to see NESARA surfacing. Okay, the benefits of NESARA. And Trump is kicking ass. And he's going to kick it, and he's going to bring it, and he's going to be fast. You know how he is. He wants to bring relief to the people. Okay? So, and I already said that the IRS will be eliminated. We talked about this for a very long time. These new agents will be all fired. People will be fired. Those new agents, they were going to collect money from people. They're all going to have to pack their bags. And no, they're not hired for NESARA. They're bad, okay? They're approved new agents and all that. And they already hired a couple of thousand or something. And they're going to have to pack their bags. So anyway, they're all going to be fired, and then you should be seeing the money you paid into the IRS the last 10 years, you should be seeing the money coming back to you. Okay, that's the information I got. So, and it's all starting in January. get a financial relief. So then he also said in the speech that he will run for president. 2024 was not mentioned, okay? And in March 2023, we're going to have a new government. As I predicted, there's going to be new elections. So the midterms elections were actually also not as much important as it was a sting operation. You kind of saw the trend where this is going to go. It's going to be a big red wave. It was a lot of water fraud, but you saw the red wave coming. And I predicted that we're going to have new elections in March 2023, and actually talked about these new elections for years and nobody really talked about it. And then the other day, Whiplash on Telegram confirmed there will be new elections in March 2023, okay? So 2024 is just a smokescreen. So that's, and also the speech is actually a smokescreen except for the golden age mentioned. Okay. So very soon the average Joe will be starting to understand things better. Also due to the fact that we are going to 5G and to the fact that there will be an EBS and where the truth will be revealed more and more. Already the truth is revealed because the death of the Queen had a lot to do with the takeover also of the mainstream news media. I mean, the official death, she has been executed a while back, kind of in the same time frame when the Pope was executed, okay? And so now they finalized the official takeover of Twitter, the White Hats. So what's been happening in the last few days is that the White Hats are really taking over Twitter. Okay, they have taken it over before. I mean, you can confiscate somebody's asset. Trump made laws about that. He signed bills about that you can confiscate assets if people are involved in crimes against humanity and things like that. And so they could have fully taken over officially Twitter, but they did it via Musk for optics. Okay, and so now they officially taken over Twitter. I mean, semi-officially, but they're really coming in, and now they get all the information about the terrorists on Twitter, about the Taliban, about the pedophiles, about the criminals, about the gang stalkers, those who bash patriots who are taking over Twitter, and how they're colluding and how they're plotting things and how they're connected with Antifa and how everything goes. And they can now use it when they arrest these people, these criminals, and they can use all the evidence against them. Okay, the Taliban is on Twitter. We know all about it. Okay, so we will have a new government in March 2023. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening and make it a great day.